Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a footpod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a footpod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Okay, 1 minute to go until Wednesday workout. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome along to Zwift Run live on YouTube and the Film My Run Facebook page. We are live streaming across the world today, and we are live streaming Zwift. So it's Wednesday workout, and you can see the instructions, well, you will be able to see the instructions in a minute on the top left of the screen. We've got 11 kilometres to do. And that involves 600 metre intervals. So after a warm-up and a couple of strides, we get into 5 times 600 metres at 15 kilometres per hour. And then we do 2 more a little bit quicker. And we have 400 metres rest in between. So let's get up and running and see how we go with this workout. I'm not going to go... Last week I went a little bit quicker than the advertised pace. But this week I am sticking to instructions because a little bit tired, a little bit more tired in the legs after a weekend marathon. So we're just going to do what it tells us to do today. No messing about, no going quicker. We're just going to do the instructions as written. Long warm-up today though, 2 kilometres of warm-up. Thanks for the ride-ons that are dropping already. And that's from Gabriella. Thank you, Gabriella. Right, Tina Beard says hi, Victoria and Stephen. And Victoria says happy Wednesday, everybody. So quite a big Group A tonight. Brian Schultz, Leo Loughran, Gary O'Brien, R. Ashton, I don't know, Tim Iveson, Mark Waters, all in Group A tonight. And all people mostly people we know quite well who run on Zwift regularly. So hello to everyone taking part if you're listening. Hello to Group B and Group C as well. And Group D. Are there any Group D runners? I don't know. Tracy Watkis, good evening to you. So, we're off and running. Long old warm up though. So let's just chill out, get into it, relax. We've got a long way to go. Got about an hour's worth of running to do. So, just time to relax and to get into the swing of it. Gradually speeding up as the warm-up goes on so that we're ready for the harder efforts to come, because it's not going to be easy tonight. 15 kilometres an hour is not a slow pace. Swimmer Pat Disney, nice name on YouTube, hello. And Andrew Usher, hello as well. So good evening to you guys. Hope you're enjoying your Wednesday night in the UK, or Wednesday afternoon if you're in the US. I'm wearing a proper heart rate strap today, so we'll get no dodgy heart readings. Normally, I take my heart rate from my wrist, from my watch on my wrist. But I thought I've got a nice new heart rate monitor, so I thought I would put that to good use. Always good on interval sessions like this, because you are increasing your pace quickly and then slowing down quickly. And wrist-based heart rate doesn't react very quickly anyway to fast changes. But you've got a better chance if you've got a chest strap on. Wrist-based heart rate tends to be a little bit slower to react than a chest strap. I don't really like wearing a chest strap very much, which is why I went away from wearing chest straps for a long time and solely relied on wrist-based heart rate. But I've bought the new one from Garmin, and if I've bought it, I may as well use it. So try to get used to the annoyance of the uncomfortable strap on my chest. To be honest, I wore it for my marathon on Sunday, and I didn't really notice it was there. So quite often in the olden days, back in the day, I used to get quite a lot of chafing on the front of my chest where the chest strap is. I didn't have that on Sunday during the marathon, so I'll keep wearing it until such time as it's too uncomfortable and too annoying to wear. Hello, Daniel's daughter. DIY Tech Repairs on YouTube. Hello there. Right, last night I did the Pack Social 5K, and it's basically 5 kilometres. But after we finished, apparently Jonathan Koss said he ran all the way up a hill, back down again, and back to the start. 16 kilometres in all. Nice one. You wouldn't find me working so hard. Right, so Brian Schultz and Leo Loughran are away, as is Vieira from Brazil in Group B. He's off 30 seconds ahead. Ashton is 10 seconds ahead, and I'm running with Mark Waters, Tim Iveson in Group A, and we're staying behind the pace spot as per instructions. John Shaw is just a little bit further behind, 30 seconds behind. May have been a late start for John, I don't know, I'm not sure. No, he looks like he's done the same distance as the rest of us, so... okay, he says he had a dropout and he's catching up. So we are running through the town on the way to the beach, and we're on the run-only path, so although there are lots and lots of cyclists on Zwift, this is a path dedicated only to runners, so no cyclists are allowed on this bit of road. 1 kilometre left of warm-up. I've got 2 fans on to try and keep me cool. And as you can see, we are gradually increasing the pace through the warm-up. And in about 850 metres, we will do a couple of strides at 16 kilometres an hour, only 100 metres worth. But that'll just open the legs out and get us stretched out a bit for the harder work later on. And you can see now we're going to join the road where the cyclists are on. Ryan Perring says good evening, apparently. Good evening to you too, Ryan. Andrew Cutmore says, good evening, Stephen. How was your outdoor run this morning? Very pleasant. It was a lovely day outside today. Yeah, very nice. A little tiny bit chilly when I started. I started about, I don't know, 8:30, 20 to 9. It was still a little bit cold. But by the time I finished at around about 11:30, it was lovely and warm and beautiful and sunny. When I got back, I just laid in the garden for a couple of hours. Is Jonathan in Group B then? Okay, still speeding up, and we've done a 1.5 kilometres now. So in 500 metres, the work begins. And if you look at the bottom right of the screen there, 240 watts, that's coming from my Stride foot pod. So although my treadmill is connected directly to Zwift, by the way, there you can see my speed, 0% elevation. Although my treadmill is connected directly to Zwift, I do like to have my Stride foot pod on to give us some idea of the kind of watts, the power that we're generating whilst doing this workout. Oh dear, Andrew. So Andrew's having some dropouts with his run sensor. Yeah, sounds like it's time to get one of those lovely new smart treadmills. Unless you want to wait, of course, a year, and we'll see if Zwift come out with their own dedicated Zwift branded smart treadmill from the hardware development team. Eh? Oh, and if you don't know, by the way, just anybody who's vaguely interested, rowing, we thought rowing was imminent on Zwift to add to cycling and running, but it's been shelved. Not enough people responded to the recent survey. Many of you got a survey on email, and the results of that survey were that not enough people were interested in rowing for them to make it, to spend all the money and the time and development on getting it out. So rowing has been shelved. It's coming, but not very soon. Right, here we go with the first stride.
Okay, let's go.
So 16 kilometres an hour, just 100 metres. There we go, and back down to 11.4. Good evening to Clive Finnemore. Hello, buddy. No running for Clive tonight. Sat in the car waiting for my son to finish football training. Yeah, my kids are all at swimming practice tonight. Mrs. C should be on her way back with them shortly. A TV guy has obviously been listening to the same Zwift cast as I have. So yes, a new Simon Schofield Zwift cast out in the past couple of days, in which he has an interview with Eric Min, boss of Zwift, and he gives us a little bit of insight into what's going to happen now they've got this massive amount of money, $450 million dollars or pounds, can't remember, of investment, and it does sound like one or two things will change. Could be a little bit worrying, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. The thing is, it just does sound a lot like running and cycling. We're just going to be left for a few months with nothing before they get sorted, deciding how they're going to spend all this money, what direction they're going to go in. I mean, I think they know what direction they're going in, but how to do it. And I don't think we're going to get many surprise packages of updates, really.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, here we go.
Nice.
And back down again. I listened to the Zwiftcast on my run this morning. I do honestly think that within a year, 2 years, we will have a Zwift branded smart treadmill. That's what I think. Don't quote me on it. In 2 years' time, when it hasn't appeared, don't complain at me. But my guess is, as well as a Zwift smart bike, which will obviously come out first, I think they will release a Zwift branded smart treadmill. But from what Eric was saying, he said they're not going to just throw out any old rubbish. So it may be that it is a bit of an expensive, I don't know, but it may be that I was hoping for a kind of budget smart treadmill that everybody could buy, like, you know, £500. $600-700, but it may well be that they do kind of a very nice one, or they might do two different versions, of course. Might do a really expensive one, a snazzy one, and a more budget one. Anyway, I'm just high in the sky, isn't it? Who knows for sure. Well, Ryan, Eric was saying, a lot of what they were working on is now not relevant to the market. It's not, with the new investors, some new ideas about directions they need to go. A lot of what they were working on, they said, just isn't relevant anymore, and they don't want to put it out. Right, here we go. So we're now going to do 5 lots of 600 metres at 15 kilometres per hour. So I might shut up for a minute or two while I concentrate on all this. Okay, coming to the end of the first one.
Nice!
But the recovery is literally minuscule. It's down to 14 kilometres an hour. So not really recovery, active recovery it's called. Eric Lou says he can't hear me. Can everybody else hear me? One, two, three. Well, it sounds like it's coming out my microphone. Right, John Shaw says he can hear me. How he can type and run at this speed, I don't know though. Good effort, John. Ryan, yeah. Ryan Perring says active recovery is only fun when you're fit. Quite right. Although I'm quite fit at the moment, and I wouldn't describe this as fun. Yeah, Jonathan Koss can hear me as well, so Eric, I think it's just you, mate. Okay, 7 kilometres to go, and now it's time for interval number 2, up to 15 kph again. Here we go.
Nice!
Okay, let's go.
Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, TV guy. I mean, obviously it's different because we're runners, and the Peloton treadmill is incredibly expensive. But that is the market that Zwift want to make some inroads into, the general fitness market. Tyler Stanger says easy work. Well, my heart rate is 158, so not totally easy. I am working a bit. 160 now, look. Right, I've got the fans on. It is hot in this volcano. Yeah, I think Peloton does running. They've got a really expensive treadmill, haven't they? Best look it up in case I'm talking rubbish, Ryan. Hello Ellis, good, I'm glad you can hear me. Hope your swimming went okay. Yes, TV guy, but I think that means it is going to change. Right, 2 down, 3 to go in this set. Right, 25 minutes to go. Okay, heart rate at 154. Okay, here we go for number 3.
Nice. 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Less than 6 kilometres left of Wednesday workout now. We've done 5k. It's so easy to get set up with Zwift Running. Here's what you need. Firstly, access to a treadmill. It could be at home or at the gym, but any treadmill will work with Zwift. To get you moving in game, we need a speed source. Traditionally, we use a foot pod, like the Zwift Pod or the Stride, but you can also use the Run Smart treadmill sensor your Apple Watch, one of the newer Garmin watches, the TSS app, and if you have a smart treadmill, your treadmill will connect directly to Zwift without the need for another device. Now simply download the Zwift app onto a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, an iPad, an Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. Finally, pair your speed source in the app. Pairing heart rate from your watch or a chest strap is also a great addition to Zwift. And that's it. You're all set up for solo runs, solo or group workouts, challenges and real-time racing on Zwift with people from all over the world. Okay, coming up to the end of number 3.
Ride on!
Karl-Heinz Engel, thank you for the ride on.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride on.
Just a reminder, there is another Watopia Run Festival in December. So get yourself signed up for that, get yourself training. Half marathon, 10k, 5ks. Go and look in the Zwift companion app and scroll right down to December and you'll find them already on the calendar. No worries, John. John Shaw says he's tired, slowing up a bit. No worries. We all know what that's like. We're well over halfway now. Just over 5k left to go of a Wednesday workout. But the hardest bits are still to come.
5, 4, 3.
Okay, let's go.
Wander Archer, thumbs up to you.
Nice.
I am not repeating that, Jonathan Cost. And Ryan says, December, remind me a week before. Jonathan, I am an electrical engineer and I have modified my treadmill so that 12 kilometres an hour looks like 15 kilometres an hour. 161 HR, 162 HR. Oh, Vieira seems to have stopped for some reason. Maybe he's had enough. The thing is, Jonathan, I don't know how I could. No, I couldn't. I don't think I could. If I wanted to, I don't think I could get away with it, could I? Because if all you have to do is look up the belt length of a Technogym MyRun treadmill, and then count the revolutions of my belt from this camera. 2, 3, 4, 5, and do the math. Unless I Unless I made the belt significantly shorter somehow, I don't know.
Nice.
Okay, one more of these to go, and then two more slightly quicker. Investigation launched, says Ryan Perring. Oh, TV guy, right, I see where it comes from. TV guy says, I see Stephen's running and think I need to film my running to see my foot lift. I feel I have very little lift. Well, my wife always tells me not to put myself down on the stream, but honestly, my form isn't the best. I know what it should be, but I do tend to hunch up my shoulders quite a lot. And that often gives me a pain in my neck, and my wife often tells me I'm a pain in the neck, so it must be right. So I do have to try and correct myself a lot. And Jonathan regularly corrects my lazy arm movements as well.
Okay, let's go.
Less than 4 kilometres to go now. Ryan Perring says, belt looks pretty quick, but your legs don't seem to match. Smart treadmill, bouncy runner. Well, I've always thought it's best to try and let the treadmill do the work, don't you think? And if you look at my cadence indoors compared to my cadence outdoors is always quicker, because you do, psychologically, you let the belt do the work. So you have a longer stride length to let the belt go under you. Longer stride length, less cadence. Lower cadence. Yeah, I think so, Ryan. For this speed outdoors, I think I'd be doing a quicker cadence than this.
Nice.
Okay. Mr. M says, I filmed myself when I started running on Zwift. It was depressing. I'd look like a lumbering old fart. Well, I hope I don't look like a lumbering old fart, but you never know. I'm sure you didn't, Mr. M. TV guy says, did you think the idea of a modular Zwift 2, Zwift 2.0 might be a good idea? Well, depends how quick they could get it done, because they'd have to devote an awful lot of time and resources to it. But maybe, rather than bolting things on, they do need to completely overhaul it and start again. Okay, so for these last two sets, we increased the pace to 15.5 kilometres an hour. Heart rate 161, 163. Rob Harrison, it's worth doing. Filming yourself on the treadmill to see what you look like. As I always say, if you can make yourself look good, that means you are actually running well. So this is one situation where outside appearances genuinely do mean internal gains. Because if you look good, it means you're running more efficiently. Thanks, Kozak. Ten minutes to go.
Nice!
Okay, just one more set to go now. Yeah, Twitch bot in the house. Sometimes I get loads of them and I have to turn Twitch off. Hopefully it's just the one. Definitely feel like I'm working quite hard. But also definitely not all out. Mr. M, 22 minutes for a 5k is perfectly acceptable. Very good indeed, well done. Okay, we'll do the last one at 16.
Hammer time! Hammer time!
So, last rep, just got to keep it relaxed, shoulders down, head up, lots of oxygen into your lungs, and pretend it's the first one. Try and look as good on the last one as you did on the first one. Even if you have to pretend. Smile, breathe, relax. 300 meters to go. Okay, last 100 meters.
Nice.
So just this active recovery to go, and then we're into a kilometre of cool down. Right, there we go, good job. Debbie Colville, yes it was. So Debbie has got out of the bath, perfect timing for the end of Wednesday workout. And I'm assuming she got out of the bath whilst holding a glass of wine, as is her wont. Got to have a virtual crowd, like in my earphones for the virtual London Marathon. Every mile, there was a little audio message, a little crowd cheering me on.
I'm toast.
Well, I enjoyed that actually. That was good. Neil Messenger says, "Hi Stephen, had to miss out on running tonight, took my daughter to work." Okay, no worries. Always an important job taking your children places. The taxi service that is middle age. TV guy says, I really enjoyed your video on treadmill versus outdoor running performances. Thank you. I was worried it'd be a bit geeky. Well, it probably is a bit geeky, to be honest. But if you're interested in data analysis, not that I'm a data analyst, but I was just looking at my Training Peaks data and comparing 2 outdoor marathons of around about 3 hours 30 minutes with 2 indoor marathons of around about 3 hours 30 minutes. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing what I thought of the difference between the two, the 4, then my video is on my other YouTube channel, the Film My Run YouTube channel. Alright, Debbie didn't have wine today, she had a bottle of beer. Fair enough. What do you mean crewing group? Was I supposed to be crewing group B? Nobody told me that. That is news to me, Paul. Oh, it looks like Tim Iveson's had a dropout now. So, guys getting dropouts. And in Group A, you guys need to save up and get yourselves a smart treadmill. It needs to happen. Or get the Stride, because that very rarely drops out. If you're getting dropouts, you're either using a Garmin foot pod, a Zwift pod, or the run sensor. Oh, Jonathan, yes. I did say I might. Well, I said I might do Group B. But then I looked at Group A and I thought it's not too bad. Stephen Smith says, good evening, Stephen. Just wondered, are you going to do like an ultra on Zwift or stream something like that anytime soon? I haven't got any ultras planned. I did do that one was it in May? May or June? I think it was May. I did 100 miles on Zwift and I streamed all that. I haven't got any plans to do anything quite that long on Zwift again just yet, but it might happen at some point. I mean, I'll probably do a marathon in December. Okay, there we go. Wednesday workout, all done and dusted.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
So Leo Loughran's done 10k this evening, 36 minutes, nice one. 36 minutes is a decent time for 10k. Nowhere near, I can't get anything like that. My 10k PB is 39:43, so way off 36. You stink! I think I do. Yeah, definitely need a shower now. Right, that is Wednesday workout done. 11 kilometres, 7 of fairly hard effort. 4 kilometres of fairly hard effort there. Kilometres 7, 8, 9 and 10, as you can see on the left hand side. Heart rate in the 160s up to 165 average heart rate for the 10th kilometre. So decent effort. Well done to John Shaw and Tim Iveson and Leo Loughran and Gary O'Brien. Well done to everyone who took part today. There's Vieira down there, just coming in. Had a bit of a dropout at one point. You're not, are you? Jonathan Cost says he's running with Ryan Downey at 2 o'clock in the morning, UK time. Ryan Downey, over in the States, has a new run, primarily for the evening US market. So we sensible people in the UK will all be fast asleep in bed, but over in the States, Ryan will be doing, I can't remember what it's called. Is it like the Power Run or some Pack Power Run or something? At 2 a.m. UK time. If you want to stay up for that, then by all means do. It sounds like Jonathan, I don't know if he's joking or not, to be honest. He may work odd hours, so he might well be doing it. Right, I think I'm done. Oh, hang on a minute. No, we may as well. Oh, hang on. We may as well go to 11.25 just to get the extra experience. Power hour. Okay, Ryan Perring says it's the power hour, and Darren Smith is leading it. So Darren Smith, sub 3 hour marathon runner, is leading a new run, 2 a.m. UK time, called the Power Hour, organised by Ryan Downey, one of the many Ryans on Zwift. Have I done it? Yes, I have. Okay, that's me done. I'm going for a shower because
You stink!
I do. And what day is it today? Wednesday. So back tomorrow, Thursday. What do we do on Thursday? We do the Spanish 5K on Thursday. But I will also be up at 9:30 a.m. for my elevation session if you're interested in joining that. You don't have to. It's just me on my own. Sometimes Clive Finnemore joins me. And we run 4 kilometres, only 4 kilometres. It's not very many kilometres, but we put the elevation of the treadmill up to 12%. So that's the highest mine goes, 12%, and we do 500 metres of climb. So 9:30 tomorrow morning if you want to join me, just to watch us do that. And we should be able to chat a bit as well. And then tomorrow evening we will do the Spanish 5K, and I haven't decided whether I'll go for it or not. I probably will, you know me. But I might feel tired, so I might not go for it. Well, it's all in the lap of the gods. You'll just have to wait and see what happens. Thank you very much to everyone who's dropped ride-ons.
Thanks for giving my dad a ride-on.
Cheers, buddy. And what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, that as well. If you're watching on the Zwift Run Live YouTube channel, just press the subscribe button. You know what to do. I mean, I hate telling you to do it. I hate asking you, but just do it. You know you need to. Okay, that's it. We're off. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks for all the chat. Thanks Leo. Thank you Jonathan, Carol, Stephen Smith, Paul Deering, Debbie Colville, Mr. M, TV Guy, everybody. Thanks a lot. Take care, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Thanks, bye.